is up, guys? Dashing here for episode 490 of Community Universe Mode and edition number 130 of Friday Night's Genesis. Live for you, as always, with a stacked card, and we are right at Implosion Week. You guys can hear me, right? Hello? Check 1 2, check 1 2. Holler if you hear me. Ugh. Twitch is really weird on this this new phone. It's not the same layout of my old phone. Trying to figure out what exactly I am doing. Pull this. Where'd the chat go? No, don't want to see that. Okay. There we go. Getting situated here. Trying to figure out. Learn. You know what they say. Learn as you go. But, hey, what up, Mark? Killer Spoon. Welcome. Starting things off here at the top of the show, and we have got a Money in the Bank qualifying match to get things underway for y'all. We know that at Ascendance 6, the shows here in CMV, not Implosion, which is this weekend, but Ascendance 6 still about 6 weeks away or so, and it will play host to the Genesis Money in the Bank ladder match, and we're about to find out who the first confirmed participant in that matchup will be. One of these two men going to become the first confirmed man to be competing at Ascendant 6, and it is Reese Ortiz going one-on-one with El Jefe, and this being the fallout, of course, from Cause and Effect this past Sunday, in which this man challenged Chris Andrews for the Alpha World Championship. And obviously, as you can see, in a failing effort, we know that El Jefe recently had his shot at Chris Andrews on the Alpha World Championship as well last month at Homecoming 3. So both these men missing out on a chance to win the title. But if they win the Money in the Bank ladder match, we know what they get. That briefcase, which inside contains a contract for an Alpha World Championship match at any time, anywhere. And more often than not in CMV history, the Money in the Bank holder has cashed in to successfully win a championship. Only twice has it ever failed. What is up, Famous? Hello. Good to see you. Yeah, you haven't missed anything. This is the opening matchup. Hello, Echo. Man, I can't get over how weird this Twitch layout is on this new phone. Struggling. And Adam Scott about to get caught up in the pyro of El Jefe, the Arriba man, who quite honestly have to give credit to for even being here tonight, because El Jefe is just not even a full week removed from being destroyed by Brody Halleck at Cause and Effect 3. But for an opportunity to enter Money in the Bank, El Jefe will fight through the pain. This, of course, not our only Money in the Bank qualifier tonight. Later on, a triple threat featuring No Fun Martini, Luke Swanson, and Matsuda Tanaka will take place. A lot of great action on tonight's show. What a main event we have. It is champion versus champion for the first time ever. Dallas Steele, the international champion, of course, will take on the Bloody Brit, the Alpha World Champion, Chris Andrews. We've also got the World Tag Team titles on the line tonight, guys. Right up next, our second bout of the evening. Brule will challenge the Good Brothers, Xander Slate and Randy Borton, for their prized titles. We've also got the tag team debut of Mark Intel and Guri Sukhanov tonight. The Monsters, they're calling themselves. And As I've been saying, God save the Genesis Tag Team Division. Their first victims looking to be cause. I was about to say cause and effect again. Chaos and order. I thought now that we were past cause and effect, I would stop doing that. Irish Whip, though, nice start between these two, feeling each other out, as it is a first-time matchup. What's up with Danuka? First time, I believe, seeing you here, my friend, but welcome. Snap Fireman's Carry takeover by Reese Ortiz, the 4th annual Cyborg Invitational winner. Tripped up, though, by El Jefe there. Nice takedown. This is Xbox One, my friend, but if you do want to be a part of CMV, you can type !join in the chat. Head on over to our website, cmvwrestling.com. And if you truly, really want to be a part of the show, we do have people who recreate claws. But we are on Xbox indeed. What up, Vic, by the way? You sweet baby boy. Irish Whip by El Jefe. There goes referee Perry White taking his first bump of the evening. Nice clothesline by Reese Ortiz, turning it right around on Jefe, now dragged by the shoulders there towards the center of the ring, brought up into a seated position, and a big kick to the back. Be weary, keep your eyes open, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Scott is ringside, as he was this past Sunday at Cause and Effect 3, where, of course, Reese Ortiz challenged Chris Andrews for the Alpha World Championship, and certainly that took a lot of Reese Ortiz's focus away from the championship matchup. Might be the reason that he lost so sorely to Andrews, but now to the apron, and Reese Ortiz says he is not going to let this opportunity pass him by, no matter who's ringside. Though before this matchup did start, he got on the microphone and pleaded with Adam Scott for things to go back to the way they were between them, apologized again, and pretty much begged Adam Scott to take him back and for their marriage to get back on track. But Adam Scott being ringside here definitely tells another story. Misses a dropkick, taking some time to taunt. Reese Ortiz, though, stays in control still. What is up, Topher? Just in time as El Jefe with a beautiful head scissors takedown. Now, usually El Jefe used to being joined ringside by his best friend and tag team partner, Joey Bacon, but Bacon is still recuperating from the injuries he suffered at the hands of Brody Halleck. Again, got to give credit to Jefe for even being here. Not even a full week removed from Halleck, dismantling him at Cause and Effect. But look at that, a Phoenix Splash from the apron to the outside, and that is why El Jefe, baby, is a fan favorite. Adam Scott making sure to keep his distance, though. Certainly doesn't want to risk a disqualification as El Jefe pop knocks and drops it. Yo, what up, Suntan? I do hate you. That's true. Now it's Selena Del Sol on the outside. You get a smack of the back of Ortiz's head off the concrete that lies beneath those thin pads, then going after the arm. El Jefe got to be vigilant of referee Perry White's count, though. He's at 6 right now. This matchup can end by count out disqualification, and the winner will head on to Ascended 6 to be a part of the Money in the Bank ladder match. Ortiz back in the ring now. Boltman missing strikes. There we go. El Jefe, nice clothesline. Hello, Soul. Welcome. Who cares about work? CMV is more important. Short arm clothesline by Reese Ortiz. And, of course, Josh Wolf also in action tonight, guys. He'll be going one-on-one with Kevin Silva. But, boy, big news at the top of the show. We'll cover more during Josh Wolf's match and during the main event as well. But the main event of Ascended 6 has been announced. And it is going to be a doozy, guys, as Ortiz rallies to come back, goes for his haluva kick, hook, line, and sinker, though. What a sequence that was. 1, 2, 3, and El Jefe is the first man confirmed for the Genesis Money in the Bank ladder match at Ascendant 6. A beautiful ending sequence there as Ortiz went for his haluva kick, but El Jefe counted it to hit his hook, line, and sinker. And El Jefe in a ladder match. I am looking forward to seeing that. So El Jefe, the first of 6 men confirmed for the Genesis Money in the Bank ladder match at Ascendant 6. Also, El Jefe, the technically first man confirmed for Ascendant 6 in total. El Jefe announced first for the Royal Rumble match earlier this season, and he won that. Are we looking at the next Mr. Money in the Bank? Yo, what is up, Corley, my friend? Welcome to Friday Night Genesis. Big episode 490. Overall, of course, 130. But 500, I believe I did my calculations, and it ends up falling on an NGW. But the way I'm going to work it is that entire week we're going to celebrate. So Fusion, NGW, and Genesis, the week of episode 500, going to be an extravaganza. In fact, on that Fusion and Genesis, we're going to have crossover matches. The superstars of Fusion, NGW, and Genesis going to compete on all three shows over the course of that week. So I think that's in 2 or 3 weeks that it should be episode 500. Around there. Well, certainly, guys, up next going to be a hell of a matchup. The CMV World Tag Team Championship is set to be on the line as Brule, Bird Angel, and Dule there answering the challenge of Xander Slate and Randy Borden. Quite a busy weekend for Xander Slate, as of course tomorrow he'll be at Implosion taking on Ricky Spanish in a submission match, but right now he's got to be 100% focused. Reese have a Money in the Bank qualifier when he's still trying to find the culprit. Reese has enough on his plate, all right? I always noticed you famous. Big Vicky. Been here since near the start. Never forget my one and only. My Ricochet. Speaking enough on his plate already tonight, he's going to be going one-on-one with the Tower of Dominance, Brody Halleck. So he really should be trying to focus as much as he can. But here they come. The outcast Brett Angel and the thickest boy in the room, Dule Zaire, looking to become the new CMB World Tag Team Champions tonight. They're, of course, answering the challenge that Xander Slate laid out last week, where Slate said, Brule, I've been hearing the trash talk. If you want some, come get some. When me and Morton retained against Reese Matthews and Sam Valentine at Cause of Victory, which of course they did, we will give you one more shot. An opportunity for us to embarrass you once again. But come on. You already know why Reese can't be a Money in the Bank. Did you just call El Jefe second tier? Oh, that's a Z. Call him Z tier? How dare you? El Jefe is a national treasure. Well, later on tonight, we'll find out who will be the second man confirmed for that Money in the Bank ladder match. Who will join El Jefe as No Fun Martini, Luke Swanson, and Matsuda Tanaka compete in that triple threat. Brule shot at the World Team titles as together there earlier this season, actually along with Reese Ortiz, challenged the Good Brothers for the World Tag Team titles. If you remember, they ended up doing a little bit of a partner switch for a couple of weeks and weren't able to get the job done then. But since the Good Brothers have defeated Brule on 2 occasions, they actually handed Brule their first defeat And then they also won a... Was it that 6-man tag team match? Pretty sure it was. Yeah, it was. It was Good Brothers and Jaquan Shea defeated D'Angelo, Prince, and Brule. That was a few weeks ago. So Xander saying it's going to be 3-4-3, Brett. We are going to embarrass you yet again. The tag team of the year. Like I said, Xander Slate, tomorrow he's at Implosion facing Ricky Spanish in a submission match, but gotta stay focused tonight. See if he walks into Implosion still one half of the World Tag Team Champions. Well, the Genesis Money in the Bank ladder match is at Ascendance. As well, if you recall, if you've been around since then, last year's Ascendance, we had the Fusion Money in the Bank ladder match there. So Fusion will be having their Money in the Bank ladder match on Battle Scars 4. Old switcheroo. A little switch. A little flip-flop. Dulé Zaire and Brett Angel, affectionately known by the CM universe as Brule, ready to get it on. You see Borton just looked over at Xander. Xander didn't even acknowledge. Borton keeps trying to get Xander to look at him. Notice me. But there's a reason they were voted Tag Team of the Year. The reason in their first reign they held the titles for 5 months. A reason right now they've held them for a little bit over 2 months. The Good Brothers not looking to let those titles go anywhere. Definitely going to go down in CMV history as one of the best tag teams of all time. The likes of XGen and hashtag trending worldwide. But perhaps we'll see another legendary team board in Brule tonight. Can they finally get one over the Good Brothers? Brett Angel starts things off against Xander Slate. Referee rings the bell, and if you keep up on your Brule promos, you know that Brett Angel and Dulé Zaire made a point that the last time these two teams fought 2-on-2, I think it was Zaire was pitting Randy Borton for near 30 seconds, but referee Perry White was not able to actually make the pin. He was elsewhere preoccupied. So Brule have been claiming they defeated Good Brothers a long time ago, but the record book says otherwise, and we're already getting in dangerous territory because the Good Brothers have that champion's advantage. They cannot lose their titles on a count-out or disqualification, guys. Brule need to win by pinfall or submission. How dare you? Count of 6, Brett Angel. Gotta get Xander Slate back in the ring, and he does, luckily, just at the count of 7. Woo! Gumbel, I know that you're a big Reese Ortiz fan. Up on a pseudo edition. Now to one need a punch to the top of the noggin. Gonna shake Xander Slate long enough for Angel to follow through with a Fisherman's suplex. The Outcast showing off his unmatched power. Get that little pun there. Is Red Angel about to do an old school? I have never seen Angel do that before. The, of course, legendary unmatched competitor, a 4-time unmatched world champion, but now a hot tag, and here comes Borton. These two know each other very well. Borton running right into a military press double D gutbuster. That was a beautiful sequence. Wonder how Brett Angel feels about Implosion this weekend. Was he at last year's Implosion? I don't know if he was or not. I don't think so. I think he was part of the Genesis roster at that time. So it's been a couple of years since Brett Angel's been at Implosion, but boy, did he just get messed up in that corner. Sharp European uppercut. Now Borton to the apron, beckoning for Brett Angel to rise up to his feet. This is not going to end well for the Outcast. The Moo Moo Man with a phenomenal forearm. Angel immediately begins to stir, looking for a hot tag. Borton tries to stop him. Couple of elbows to the back of the head. Angel forced to drop him. And now Borton going to make him pay with a suplex toss. I want to talk about Brett Angel's power. Borton certainly a strong boy himself. Butterfly DDT. Vintage Borton now looks to close in, but Brett Angel too quick. Irish whip sends the milkman down to the outside. Brett Angel uses that opening to tag in the thick boy Dulé Zaire. We will next season. Oh! Dulé Zaire going for a plancha. Wow, that could not have gone any worse for Zaire right there. Borton back into the ring, the quick thinking of the milkman, but somehow Zaire takes it with a pinch of salt. That was akin to a car crash. Good Lord, that's going to give the Good Brothers the upper hand, and Borton looks to capitalize with a go-home driver targeting that back. And no time wasted. Borton looking to retain the World Tag Team titles. Borto end. 1, 2. Only a 2 count though, knowing what's on the line, and with Ascendant 6 on the horizon. Dule Zaire survives, but for how long? Tag made to Xander Slate. Yeah, but not this season, but next season there will be. Wow, what teamwork by the CMV World Tag Team Champions. Dule Zaire's quad just got obliterated by that stomp at the legs of Slate. Now going after that leg, Xander Slate, a very calculated competitor. A thinking man's wrestler, if you will. Nice jawbreaker. Now Slate closes in, tries for a vertical suplex, but Zaire drops down behind. Zaire would love to pin Slate here to win the World Tag Team titles after, of course, Slate wrecked his bar last season in that brawl with 10 elbow. Look at this. Xander Slate in serious trouble. The mat slam, and then the thickest boy in the room, Dule Zaire, checks the coast is clear, split-legged moonsault. And Zaire, not looking to get Brett Angel in on this, wants to do it himself. The last laugh by Zaire. Will we have new World Tag Team Champion? Zaire clamors to get to the pin. 1, 2, at the count of 2 though, Borton makes the save. Brett Angel mean-bugging Borton back out onto the apron. Brett Angel returned it to his corner as well. Zaire tries to stay in the driver's seat. Elbow drop to the inner thigh. Guys, up next here on Genesis, we have got a first-time matchup as Kevin Silva will be going one-on-one with Josh Wolf. A lot to get to here tonight. Another Money in the Bank qualifier and the debut of the Monsters as they'll be taking on the brothers Audrey, Chaos and Order in that main event. Champ versus champ, Dallas Steele versus Chris Andrews, first time ever. Xander Slate now stomping right on the wrist of Brett Angel. And Slate has made Angel tap out in the past with that Slade by Slate submission hold of his, which I'm sure he's going to try to use tomorrow to defeat Ricky Spanish at Implosion. Yo, what up, Brooklyn? Welcome, 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 my friend. Damn, Topher, you're just going to rub the salt in the wound. Isn't Stevie Wizard just the greatest Rising Star champion of all time? Don't you agree, Suntan? Complete shot, though, by Slate. And now Brett Angel's in all kinds of trouble as Xander with the clean slate to the outcast lateral press down to retain the titles, but Zaire makes the save at just the count of 1. Borton going to cut Zaire off, though, as he's trying to get back into his corner with a German suplex, and that leaves Brett in a handicap scenario. What up, 702? Just talking about the co-main event we've got later on tonight. The debut of the Monsters, Mark Intel and Guri Sukhanov. God help the Genesis Tag Team Division. And God save the Queen. Xander Slate rallies the comeback, guys, and Brett Angel's getting hammered like a mallet to hamburger meat. Big Future Shock DDT. What up, Dynamic? Everybody dropping in. Hello, hello. No one to save Brett this time to retain the World Tag Team titles. Just a 1 count, though. The Good Brothers quickly cementing their legacy as singles competitors, Borton and Slate. No doubt future Hall of Famers, but they are solidifying themselves as one of the greatest tag teams in CMV history. And this defense will certainly bolster that back. But Brett Angel looking to cut off Xander with a big-time pounce. The alpha male. It's exclamation point Fupa. But Brett Angel right now going old school. Can it be enough? 1. No, that's too close in the corner. And Borton makes the save, to which Angel is not happy about. And another vintage Angel, the old Slate by Slate there. Brett's feeling good about himself right now. And Xander's left all to his lonesome. Brett with a shoulder block. Another shoulder block. The big man getting the better of Slate right now. Tossed out onto the apron. Both these guys deceivably big. You wouldn't think that they're so... Oh, no, but double axe handle from the high rec district. Angel is rallying the CM Universe behind Brule. And Xander Slade is in big trouble, guys. Randy Borton's not there to help him this time. And Brett, well, tried for a scoop slam of some kind, but Xander Slade able to drop down behind. And now Slade, Xander, Slade by Slade, Slade by Slade, Slade by Slade is locked in, and Brett Angel is forced to tap. Xander Slade saw his opening, and the Good Brothers are still your World Tag Team Champions once again, proving that they are better than Brule. And wait a minute, no, this is unnecessary. The Good Brothers with a post-match beatdown on Brule. They already retained the titles. This is completely uncalled for. They've taken out Dulazaire, and now they're working on tossing him out of the ring. And the Good Brothers with an exclamation point on this World Tag Team title defense. What was a great match, but soiled due to that unnecessary post-match down. Well, what a match that was, guys, and the Good Brothers are still the CMV World Tag Team Champions, and a completely unnecessary, uncalled for post-match attack to Dulazaire and Brett Angel, but the Good Brothers letting every team know on the Genesis roster that those championships are not going anywhere. And a tweet right here from Jaquan Shea says, it really shouldn't be in Slate's right mind to tap out someone with known arm problems. It's just sad, to be honest. So Jaquan Shea backing up Brett Angel there, interestingly enough. And Brett Angel does have a known history with that arm. Nearly costed him his career last season, costed him many months. We thought his career was over, but somehow he fought back with that vintage Brett Angel resolve. Good point made by Jaquan Shea, but here he comes, the Portuguese god of wrestling, coming off a great performance in the 8-Pack Challenge this past Sunday at Cause and Effect 3. Unfortunately, though, didn't get the win. Tyson Cage, of course. Wow, that reaction. The fans are not behind Kevin Silva here. As I was saying, though, Tyson Cage, the winner of that 8-Pack Challenge, and confirmed for Purgatory, the last stop before Ascendant 6 for the Superstars of Genesis. Tyson Cage will challenge Anarchy champion D'Angelo Prince, guys. Also confirmed, Brody Halleck, the Tower of Dominance, so impressive in his win over El Jefe this past Sunday at Cause and Effect 3 that Castle Fave has announced him as the next challenger for International Champion Dallas Steel, and boy, is that going to be akin to a pile-up. Two Mack trucks colliding head-on. Brody Halleck, of course, in action tonight, taking on Reese Matthews, and Dallas Steel in action in our main event, up against Alpha World Champion Chris Andrews, of course. Many moons, Echo, many moons. And here comes a man who, these past couple, after such a strong start to this season, the inaugural and two-time Rising Star champion was just seeming to hit his peak when suddenly he fell off, and these past couple months have not been too kind to Josh Wolf after losing to Dallas Steele with the international title on the line after promising the CM Universe and Chris Andrews he would win that match. Wolf earlier tonight at the top of the show came out here and pleaded one last desperate call and challenged Chris Andrews to the Alpha World Championship, to which the Brick came out and said, there's only one man I want to fight at the grandest stage of them all, and that's you, Josh Wolf. And then Castle of Fave would come out here, and you should have heard the crowd. Boy, were they red hot. And Cass saying, there are no two men that deserve the main event of Ascendance more than Josh Wolf and Chris Andrews. And guys, she made it official. Josh Wolf gets one last opportunity at the show of shows, the showcase of Immortals, in the main event, challenging Chris Andrews for the Outworld title, guys. And Cass saying a special match like that cannot be any ordinary, just one-on-one contest. So it is going to be a 30-minute, no DQ Iron Man match. Josh Wolf, Chris Andrews, 30-minute, no DQ Iron Man match for the Outworld title is our confirmed main event for Ascendant 6, and that is going to be incredible. Chris Andrews, congrats. He's going to be main eventing his second straight Ascendance. And, of course, what an opportunity for Josh Wolf, who pleaded, said, Chris Andrews, I need this one last opportunity. Britt said, bring it on. Cass said, let's do it. Now Wolf has got to build up as much momentum as he possibly can before we get there. What a beautiful Samoan driver that was right there by Wolf. Everybody knows that Wolf has it in him to become the Alpha World Champion, and especially against Chris Andrews, who he knows he can defeat. It was last month that in a knockout, just drag down brawl, Josh Wolf defeated Chris Andrews. But of course, in an Iron Man match, it's whoever has the most falls, either by pinfall or submission, who will walk out with the Alpha World Championship. Excuse me. You know, Echo, maybe if Paul Devine were good and still world champion, he would be getting that main event. Nice vertical suplex there by Kevin Silva, certainly competing in a different level against Josh Wolf. Kevin Silva, an opportunity to prove himself, and I was told by General Manager Castle Fave earlier tonight that Kevin Silva will be involved in a Money in the Bank qualifier next week. I haven't been told who his opponent will be, but of course earlier tonight El Jefe qualified, defeating Reese Ortiz, and later on it'll be No Fun Martini, Luke Swanson, and Matsuda Tanaka in a triple threat qualifying match. So by the end of tonight, at least 2 spots are going to be filled up. Snapmare right there by Kevin Silva. And of course, a submission expert. Josh Wolf does not want to get locked in that Olympic stretch of his, and certainly can't afford that many losses going into Ascendant 6. Truly could be the last opportunity for Josh Wolf to win the big one. He's been giving every single chance. If he can't get it done at Ascendant 6, then Castle Fave's going to have to start thinking about somebody else to get those opportunities. And Kevin Silva doing a good job of working on every single exposed limb of Josh Wolf, going after the midsection, the head, and now targeting the arm. Wolf can't seemingly find a way to escape, battling back up to his feet now. Does he have the key? Yes, he does. A punch to the midsection sets him free, and an Irish whip now out onto the apron. Josh Wolf gonna bring him right back in. Tries to anyways, but the self-proclaimed Portuguese god of wrestling saw it coming. Josh Wolf says, get that shit out of here, cut. But a beautiful loop as back and forth they go. Tip for tap, Reversal Fest 1999 up in here. Nice capture suplex by Kevin Silva, and that is usually a prelude to the Olympic stretch. Only a 1 count. Brought up to a vertical base, and Kevin Silva knows exactly what he has to do. Whoa, interesting enough, he can't win. Well, he can win the match out here by count out or disqualification, but perhaps looking to soften up Josh Wolf just a little bit more and use his environment to do so before trying to lock in the Olympic stretch, but instead gives Josh Wolf an opening, an opportunity, and Wolf is the ultimate opportunist. DDT. And a tweet here, guys, from the Bloody Brick. Chris Andrews says, Wolf, you got what you wanted. Bad news, though. It's a 30-minute Iron Man match. Ask Zach Cage how I do in Iron Man matches. Hell, ask Paul Devine, too, as I'm 2-0 in Iron Man matches. Chris Andrews has a very strong history, but guys, we are at a count of 6 right now. 7, and Kevin Silva is bringing the fight with Josh Wolf the completely wrong way right now. Now tries to return it to the ring, and just before the count of 8, this matchup will continue as it should inside of the square circle. Yeah, last time, or rather, what was it, last year at Validation, actually, the first annual Validation. The Iron Man match between Zach Cage and Chris Andrews actually had to be called short because Britt was beating Zach Cage so badly. And it'll be Josh Wolf's first Iron Man match. You got to have a lot of, there's going to be a lot of cardio work for Josh Wolf and Chris Andrews heading into Ascendant 6, or at least there should be. Up on one knee, Josh Wolf to his feet. Kevin Silva telling him to get the hell in the ring. Certainly so far Silva proven he can hang, but wrong time to taunt Wolf. Kevin Silva makes him pay for it. Silva might be getting in Wolf's head. Hard, back to the outside. What is Silva trying to do out here? He's obviously got something in mind, but Josh Wolf's just not letting him hit whatever he's trying to hit. Count of 2, and Kevin Silva bringing Josh Wolf over to the barricade. I don't even want to fathom what Kevin Silva could have been thinking of right there. Luckily, Wolf saves himself, goes for a forearm smash, misses wildly. Both men miss a grapple attempt now. Both men miss a clothesline dropkick, respectively. Never forget, Bannon in his little cargo pants. Face first now, off the steel. Wait a minute. No! Kevin Silva, big boot! Just splattered the brains of Wolf off that steel post, my God. And then thrown into the ring, and Wolf is completely unconscious, guys. Kevin Silva about to get the biggest win of his career. Wolf is out. 1, 2. No, but Josh Wolf somehow able to kick out of that. Wow. Oh, there's a reason that Josh Wolf is, main event to Ascendant 6. Not as much punch as that DDT usually has behind it, but enough to give Wolf a quick reprieve as now he tries for the pin. 1, 2, just a 2 count though. Wolf looks at referee Perry White saying, you gotta be kidding me, and Wolf gotta be careful, man. That big boot off the steel post, he cannot risk an injury going into Ascendant 6. He simply cannot. That'll give Britt yet another advantage, and the Britt already has so many. But look at this. Josh Wolf now with the jaws of Fenrir to seal the deal. 1, 2. No, just a 2 count, and Kevin Silva, I am very impressed. Oh, but unfortunately for him, Josh Wolf right back on the prowl, but Kevin Silva counters that time. And then a big heel toss. And Kevin Silva grabbing at his head. Rightfully so after that DDT and jaws to Fenrir combination, guys. And if Kevin Silva locks this in, it might be night-night for Josh Wolf. The Olympic stretch. The Olympic stretch. Wolf has got to find a way to escape, and he does. A hip toss from the vessel of Fenrir and a quick pin to try and steal it. 1, 2, just a 2 count. What an incredible matchup that I honestly did not expect from these two. They are stealing the show right now. Of course, Wolf steals the show nearly every single goddamn week. Oh, now nice lion salt. Jumping cutter attempt, but a wrong time to taunt for Kevin Silva, and Josh Wolf makes him pay for it. You're in the big leagues now, Silva. Tilt the world DDT, but Kevin with a fireman's carry takeover. My God, Kevin Silva matching Josh Wolf at every turn. Really is uber impressive in this match. The question is, can he get the job done? If he can, Castle will have no choice to take notice. If Kevin Silva defeats one half of the main event at Ascendant 6, are you kidding me? We know that Silva will be involved in a Money in the Bank qualifier next week, but he deserves another opportunity besides that even. Oh my God! Kevin Silva will not stop reversing Josh Wolf's finisher attempts. Big old cutthroat slam. Wolf into the pin. You can see the desperation on Wolf. Going for pins after nearly every single maneuver. And Wolf looks completely drained. I don't even know how he's still going after taking that big boot off the steel post, so. And there's that rugged edge of Wolf beginning to emerge. Busting Kevin Silva wide open. And another bout of the DDT. The blood beginning to pour down the face of Kevin Silva, and Josh Wolf knows that he has him exactly where he wants him. The jaws of Fenrir again. Directly into the pin. 1, 2. Are you joking? Did Kevin Silva just kick out of a second jaws of Fenrir? Where's this kid getting this from? Incredible, incredible. Oh my God. And Silva somehow has the wherewithal now as he locks in the Olympic stretch again. And Wolf is trapped. He escaped the first time, but after all the damage he's gone through in this matchup, I don't know if he can do it again. And Wolf taps. Wolf taps Silva. Silva is victorious. Are you kidding me? Silence has fallen over the arena here. The music hasn't even gone off. Everybody is in awe. Nobody can believe it. Kevin Silva has just defeated Josh Wolf. And didn't just defeat him, but made him tap out. Josh Wolf does not know how to take a break. Week in and a week out, he has put on 5-star matches. He has gone through the ringer. Not even a full week removed from the insane matchup he went through with Dallas Steele at Cause and Effect 3. Ascendant 6 on the horizon, where he battles Chris Andrews. And a 30-minute Iron Man match. And he just had match of the night with Kevin Silva. But what a win for this man. The Portuguese god of wrestling calls himself that for a reason. And there are no doubt big opportunities coming to Kevin Silva for that win there over Josh. And the question is, how does Wolf recuperate from this? He knows he can beat Chris Andrews, but if he can't beat anybody else, what kind of momentum is he going to be able to build with Ascendance so close? Well, we'll see how Chris Andrews fares in our main event later tonight, but boy, what a match and what a win for Kevin Silva. Diamond, you sexy boy, welcome. During that matchup, I got so into it that I missed a tweet, I believe from Paul Devine, who says, whether I am main eventing or recovering from the attacks of spineless cowards, my name always seems to find the lips of superstars trying to stay relevant. Of course, Paul Devine returned. What am I, Triple H? Of course, Devine was out for nearly a month with multiple broken ribs after an attack at the hands of Global Offensive, but he returned earlier this week on Fusion to help Schmitty, of all people, believe it or not. I guess it's like the old saying goes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, the two of them driving Global Offensive off, but Divine is back, and we'll see where it goes from there. This is Genesis, though. And up next, we have got a hell of a matchup coming our way. Here he comes. The Tower of Dominance. Brody Halleck, fresh off of dissecting El Jefe this past Sunday at Cause and Effect 3. And the man who has been named the next challenger for Dallas Steel in 4 weeks at Purgatory, the final stop before Ascendant 6, Brody Halleck will take on the Genetic Perfection for the international title, and certainly hope that the ring will be reinforced for that fight. That's what it's going to be, a fight. It's going to be a technical matchup, not going to be a masterclass. Short time here on Genesis. Brody Halleck has made the locker room his personal hunting grounds, bullying anybody he wants to, and everybody he steps in the ring with, well, feels the effects for a long time after. And a tweet here from Chris Diamond, guys, says, Divine, the hospital bed is calling you back. Absolutely savage. But now a tweet from Sam Valentine says, the only main event you need at Ascendance is Reese and I posing for pictures in the ring for undeserving fans. That would be quite a main event. Just a 5-second post and then they leave the ring. The show ends. Well, we know that Reese Matthews and Sam Valentine, fresh off of losing to the Good Brothers with the tag team titles on the line this past Sunday. And hopefully Reese can try to escape this trance he's been in at the side of Sam Valentine and get back to his gum investigation. We've all been waiting months and months and months. Who was that vile, disgusting hobgoblin gum spitter? I want to know, damn it. But Sam Valentine now has his mitts on Reese. It was a couple of weeks ago, Sam Valentine lost to Brody Halleck. A great matchup it was, though. Let's see if his partner, Reese, does any better. And a tweet from Reese Ortiz now, guys, says, I don't blame you, Scott, but I know that we can fix this. Ortiz continuing to try and plead and beg Adam Scott to give them another chance, and certainly Ortiz got to be feeling some type of way. The crumble of his marriage has cost him what should have been the highest time of his life, winning the 4th annual Cyborg Invitational, getting a shot at the Alpha World Championship, but all of those passed him by, and then just earlier tonight failed to qualify for Money in the Bank as Brody immediately takes Reese out of his ring. Sam tries to help him up. Brody says, thank you. Big boot to the side of the head. That was a bad call by Valentine. Now just knees digging into the chest of the total package, who at the hands of the Tower of Dominance is being brutalized. Deadlift sit-out powerbomb on the outside of the ring. But Reese finds a sliver of an opening and takes down Halleck with a dragon skidder. You know, Reese is so strange to count out victories. If I were him, that truly might be the only way you can defeat Brody Halleck. Well, we know he can be beaten. At the end of his run on Unmatched earlier this season, he took a slew of losses, I think 3 or 4 in a row, and that's what prompted him to take some time off, and now he's come to this side of CMV to prove just how unstoppable he is. That form smash barely phased Brody Halleck. Reese can't seem to believe it. Ooh, nice brain, master. Still a lot to get to here tonight on Genesis, guys. Up next, triple threat Money in the Bank qualifier. No Fun Martini, Luke Swanson, and Matsuda Tanaka gonna go at it to see who will join El Jefe in the lineup for Ascendant 6. We've also got the co-main event debut of the Monsters, Mark Cantel and Guri Sukhanov. I do not envy the brothers Aldridge tonight or the entire rest of the Genesis Tag Team Division. And our main event will be Champ versus Champ, Dallas Steel versus the Bloody Break. Chris Andrews misses that neckbreaker. Reese was beginning to build some momentum there. A string of maneuvers, but Halleck completely shuts it down now. Up to the second turnbuckle. Ooh, high near the upper back. And Sam Valentine not liking what he's seeing. He knows how it feels to be in the ring with Brody Halleck. Oh, the ultimate insult comparing someone to Cop. You just gonna take that, Gumble? Big knee to the chest, and Reese Matthews now brings Halleck up to a vertical base. Of course, Reese Matthews is a former world champion, so there's no underestimating him. The recent tear Halleck's been on, it's hard to imagine anybody defeating him, but if anybody can do it, just maybe Reese Matthews. See Halleck not afraid to get his hands dirty, a rake of the eyes, but Reese apparently didn't really bother him, but that is exactly where Halleck wants Matthews, kind of set himself up for that. Brutal combination and then an alley-oop. Spreads the legs, stomp to the midsection, and then just stepping over as well. And Halleck near 300 pounds. And just completely mass. A beast of a man. You can see Matthews is desperately trying to fight his way back into this matchup. Nice sword buster, simple but effective. Dropping Reese right on his face and chest. And now Brody Halleck lining up the shot. Reese to his feet, up over the shoulders. Held him there for a minute. Got it. Oh! Nice shot for the cameras before cracking his jaw in a million pieces. 1, 2, 3, and Brody Halleck claims yet another victim en route to meeting Dallas Steel in 4 weeks at Purgatory at what is going to be a battle of the brutes. Yeah, Sam did not want to get involved in that at all. Sam was like, nah, I don't think so. I think I'm going to keep my hands out of this one. Well, Reese Matthews, give him credit where credit is due. He actually got in the ring with Brody, something I wouldn't even fathom doing. Even had a good spurt of offense there for a moment, but just a moment. And Brody Halleck, easy as pie, just plows through a former world champion. I cannot blame Sam. I don't want to get on the bad side of Brody Halleck. Is there a living soul on the Genesis roster that can stand toe-to-toe with the Tower of Dominance? Sam not even going to check on Reese. And he knows that he needs to give Reese a couple of minutes there. Boy. I don't know what it is, Gumble, but I love it if it irritates Borton. Ah, is that what happened? Sam was keeping his eyes peeled in case the gum spitter showed up. Sorry about that, guys. Getting a quick drink of the agua there before we get into our tertiary main event. Triple threat matchup. We'll find out who is the next man to join the lineup for the Genesis Money in the Bank ladder match at Ascendance. Vintage dashing. As I was saying, it is time for our tertiary main event. Here for Genesis number 130 earlier tonight, top of the show, we saw El Jefe qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match when he knocked off Reese Ortiz. Now we find out who is the second man to join him. Triple threat matchup featuring the former international champion, No Fun Martini. What? You guys not hear me? Hello? Oh. GG. Still had it muted. You know, sometimes Martini just wants some silence when he walks to the ring. And here comes the former World Tag Team Champion, whose partner, well, former partner, Kevin Silva, got a huge win earlier tonight, knocking off Josh Wolf following an amazing matchup. And we know that next week Kevin Silva will have himself a Money in the Bank qualifier. Maybe the two will meet on the grandest stage of them all if Swanson can find a way to pull out the victory here in this one. Of course, all three of these men were involved in the 8-pack challenge this past Sunday at Cause and Effect, where an Anarchy Championship match was on the line. That was won in the end by Tyson Cage, who will challenge D'Angelo Prince for the title in 4 weeks at Purgatory. But as they say, there is no rest for the wicked, and if one of these three men wants a spot at the show of shows, they're going to have to earn it. Money in the Bank matchup, no joke. The winner will have in their possession that contract that can cash in anytime, anywhere for a world championship opportunity. And more times than not, only twice ever in CMV's history have cash-ins failed. Ascendance 6 casts its shadow over the landscape of CMV, and this man, who has almost been a larger-than-life persona this season on Genesis, or at least began as such, came in with so much momentum behind him. Of course, a part of the trade between RJPW and CMV, and Matsuda Tanaka wowed the CMV universe, going on an unbeaten streak and laying out anybody and everybody put in front of him. But as of late, as all performers do at some point in their careers, Tanaka has hit a bit of a rough patch, unable to gather victories. And Tanaka was actually in the final two. It came down to he and Tyson Cage at Cause and Effect 3. So here we go. An opportunity. The ultimate opportunity, you could say, for these three young men. The Genesis roster in our tertiary main event. A chance for Tanaka to turn his misfortune around. And of course, no fun Martini. Brutal backbreaker, neckbreaker combination right there. Martini been probably consistently one of the greatest performers of this season. I'd even say underrated. Oh, not this. Well, didn't exactly hit the way he would have liked it to, but still did some damage there. Just fell right in the back of Luke Swanson's head. Well, Martini in the past month has defeated Matsuda Tanaka, so maybe that'll be his target. Try to go after the ultimate one, as Luke Swanson is not having a great start to this. Just getting the shite kicked out of him by both men. Knife snap. Butterfly suplex, and Swanson pulls himself on the apron. Tanaka's ready for him. Big forearm smash to the side of the head. Next week, of course, we'll have another Money in the Bank qualifier. Kevin Silva set to compete. Still do not know who his opponent will be, but no doubt El Jefe is watching in the back. Going to do some studying right away on the men he'll be sharing the ring with on the grandest stage of them all. Remember, triple threat matchup. There are no countouts, no disqualifications. It's first man to gain pinfall or submission in the ring. That will capture the win and head on to Ascendant 6. Matchup returns to the ring now. Tanaka coming up behind him. Martini does not see him coming. Looks like we're going to get a dragon suplex. Martini breaks the hold that Tanaka has on him though, and Swanson just gonna hang out in the corner like it ain't no thing but a chicken wang. But look at Martini, keep your eyes on him. Big lifting reverse DDT. Swanson not gonna give him a chance to separate though, or to, I should say, celebrate. Irish whip, rebounds, and it goes for a drop kick to the knee, but Martini, man, scouting everything tonight and looks to make this triple threat a quick one and punch his ticket to the extravaganza. Spinning reverse STO, but Tanaka cuts him off. The Dragon Slayer. Nasty combo that ends in a straight forearm to the side of the head. And now stealing Martini's pin. 1, 2, but Swanson given too much time. And is able to kick out. Now goes to the apron. High rank district. Big chance taken, but luckily for him, it pays off. Still to come tonight, guys, here on Genesis number 130. Our co-main event sees the debut of the Monsters, Markintel and Guri Sukhanov as a unit. Look to claim their first victims from the brothers Audrey. Chaos in order in our main event. It's going to be champion versus champion. First time ever, Dallas Steel will take on Chris Andrews. And now Tanaka has control of this matchup. Big old sit-out Samoan driver. Luke Swanson just in time, back to his feet, tries to close it on Tanaka, who's looking for his super kick, I believe, out of the corner. Tanaka reels him in, though. Big knee to the face. Swanson, one of the most hyped signings of this season at Genesis. Hit a rocky road early on, though, what's he looking for? Oh, wait a minute. Let me put that on the back burner, because Luke Swanson is looking to take Matsuda Tanaka out of this matchup. Superplex to the outside of the ring. And here comes Martini, looking to capitalize. Kick to the gut of Swanson, turns around, lifting reverse DDT. And if Martini can get Tanaka back in the ring, guys, I think he could easily pin him to get the win, but instead he's targeting Swanson. I guess he feels as though Tanaka's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Martini going to try to end things alone in the ring with Luke, but somehow Matsuda is beginning to stir. Martini looking right at him, trying to scramble to get the pin, but only a 1 count. I was going to say that, Swanson coming into Genesis this season was probably one of the most look forward to superstars, but the drug scandal, that was what scandal was the word I'm looking for, with Castle Faven being suspended, kind of threw his momentum off, and ever since then he's been struggling to get that spotlight back. Of course, he did become World Tag Team Champion for a time alongside Kevin Silva. Matsuda brought in that sledgehammer. Martini slams him right down onto it. Now looks to finish things off by pinning Swanson, just a 2 count though. Oh, Bateman, you English McMuffin. Just in time, Money in the Bank qualifying match. One of these three men will fill one of the 6 spots at Ascendant 6. Of course, El Jefe already qualified earlier tonight. Pop-up punch by Martini, the party policeman, with frequent pins in this matchup. Tanaka back into the ring now, recovering from being slammed right down to the head of that sledgehammer, lifting reverse DDT by Martini. No punches being pulled in this matchup. All three of these men know the opportunity that's on the line. Tanaka, though, has been in the rut for too long. Knee drop and a cocky pin. 1, 2. Luke Swanson, he's been the punching bag of this matchup. Martini and Tanaka just taking turns, just wailing on him. For the second turnbuckle, Phoenix Splash by the Japan native. Now Swanson makes him pay for taking that risk. And if Martini does not get up in time, Swanson could have this match in the palm of his hand. Fireman's carry sidewalk slam. Martini, though, gonna make sure the pin does not go down, not even a 1 count. Irish over to the corner. Swanson drop kick to the lower spine. Martini desperately tries to get back up to a vertical base, using the ropes to do so. What up, Elish? It's any one of these 3 men to walk out of this matchup and into Ascendant 6 with a guaranteed spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match. 1, 2. Martini just cannot get it done, though. I think that's the 4th lifting reverse DDT he's hit in this match. Now Tanaka begins to stir just as Martini puts down Swanson with a reverse DDT. And Martini, pointing his gun, locked and loaded, pulls the trigger with that sliding knee to the temple. Tanaka's waiting for him, though, and Martini's ready to deal with him. Elevated DDT, attempted Northern Light suplex to steal it, just a 1 count. And now Tanaka takes the pin on Swanson. 1, 2. No, but Swanson, for all the damage he's taken in this matchup, very resilient. This might be it, though. A nasty Dragon Sleeper applied. Swanson, though, a submission expert, knows how to escape. Tries to clothesline Tanaka out of the ring. Instead, gets ducked overhead and falls right on his derriere. We did have a tweet here from Paul Devine again. He said, "I'm putting my money on Tanaka. Great young talent. This kid deserves a shot to show the CMV universe what he is made of." And Tanaka taking a second to go slam that sledgehammer down onto Lou. Oh my God! The way that Martini landed. Oh, I was descending right now. That was cringe-inducing. Oh, 1, 2. Nearly gets the pin as well. So Matsuda Tanaka got the backing of Paul Devine. That is a huge endorsement. But unfortunately, it might be for naught, as Swanson is still down. Spinning reverse STO by Martini. Can he get the pin in time? Wants to make sure there's no rope breaks. Swanson's getting up, though. 1, 2. No, not even a 3 count. Swanson got in just in time to see that it wasn't going to be enough. And a pile driver just takes him right back out of the game. He just got right in, rolls back out. And that's perfect for Martini. The knee to the side of the head. But moves out of the way to Tanaka just in the nick of time. And now Tanaka, I believe, trying for his Kinshasa. There's that elevated cross-arm DDT Martini tried for earlier. Now goes for a headbutt. Instead gets an elbow directly to the face. And Tanaka, well, it's not the Kinshasa, but it's still a knee to the face. Go to sleep. 1. Just a 1 count? Are you kidding? Did Martini just take out of a GTS at 1? Well then, Luke Swanson back into the fight. Tanaka, though, rallying a comeback, has the support of Paul Devine and the CMV universe in this triple threat. There goes a German suplex, and Swanson, as soon as he enters the ring again, taken down, catches that. Whoa, what a reversal by Tanaka. And that is exactly why Paul Devine gave his endorsement 2, the ultimate one. Chuck Swanson to the outside, and Tanaka, oh no, tries for high-risk offense again and just got his clock cleaned. Martini fights to his feet, but he is dazed and confused after the GTS. I think he just kicked out of instinct. Irish whip to the corner now. Martini, we've seen this time and time before. Snapmare, Martini scales the ropes with Matsuda Tanaka down. This could be the opening that Martini needs. Falling back elbow to the great time to taunt Martini. Any opportunity he gets to mock the CMV universe and to soil their fun, he's going to take it. But with such an opportunity on the line, I think that maybe Martini saves that for later. Backbreaker, neckbreaker combo. Out of the ring again rolls Luke Swanson. Martini, Tanaka left to their vices, and Martini gonna shoot for it again. Tanaka reversed it last time. Not this time though. The knee to the temple, Tanaka is out. 1, 2, 3, and Martini is going to Ascendant 6, baby. The second man to qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match. And there is going to be no fun at Ascendance. What a nasty superplex that was. Martini, the true MVP of this matchup. Luke Swanson, the punching bag. And unfortunately for Tanaka, his unlucky streak is going to continue. The dry spell is not at its end yet. No fun. Martini is going to Ascendant 6 and is looking to become Mr. Money in the Bank. El Jefe, no fun. Martini, the first 2 of 6. Next week we'll find out who else joins them in another qualifier. During that matchup, guys, we got a bit of back and forth. Again, the Twitter war continuing on as John Reed tweeted out that Crazy J saying, just because you attacked me doesn't mean I'm accepting your challenge. You don't work here. You don't mean anything to me. And Crazy J responded saying, what challenge? I was making an example out of you, and to be fair, I did warn you. To which John Reed responded saying, you target me, and you intrude on matters that don't involve you, so sorry if I assumed that as a challenge. Crazy J attacked and laid out John Reed at Cause and Effect 3, and then he did it again earlier tonight. Crazy J seems to want one. Is apparently John Reed in a match at Ascendant 6, but John Reed not giving him what he wants. I bet he censors it too. I bet he tells her to keep her clothes on. Just dry humping. Just over the clothes. Yeah, well now guys, it is co-main event time here for Genesis number 130, and we are about to witness the arrival of what just might be the end of the Genesis Tag Team Division. Guri Suckanov and Marcantel, longtime rivals, coming together to form the Monsters. And Echo, are you ready? Gotta save the tag teams on Friday nights. Both decorated CMV veterans. Marcantel, a two-time Anarchy champion. Guri Suckanov, a former international and Alpha World champion. Together, they are looking to take over the tag team division here on Genesis, and they're going to start with the brothers Audrey, Chaos, and Order tonight, Marcantel's former allies. I remember still to come, guys, in our main event, it's going to be champ versus champ. Dallas Steele taking on the Bloody Bird, Chris Andrews. That is a sight to be terrified of. And before this matchup begins, guys, another tweet from Paul Devine, very vocal on Twitter tonight, says, Tanaka, come see me if you need a good training camp. It's no Zach Payne training camp, but I've got a couple of guys that can help. Maybe you heard of them, Hayden and Quantum. So, man, that is a big opportunity for Tanaka, and one that I think he really needs. An offer from Paul Devine to come train with him in X-Gen. Well, the opponents for the Monsters tonight, former #1 contenders for the World Tag Titles, coming up on their 1-year anniversary here in CMV. The brothers Audrey, Namian, and Reynard, Chaos and Order. Guys, I actually just got some breaking news from general manager of Genesis, Cass LaFave. She says, after the actions of the Good Brothers earlier tonight, after retaining their titles, attacking Brule unnecessarily, they will be defending their titles again next week against the Forsaken. That is a huge bombshell drop by Cass LaFave, reprimanding Xander Slade and Randy Borton for their actions against Brule earlier tonight. The Forsaken are unbeaten so far, and what an opportunity for them, and not so much for the Good Brothers. Next week, the Forsaken versus the Good Brothers for the World Tag Team titles. That's big news for the Tag Team division here on Genesis. And speaking of our current event about to get underway, the Monsters debut taking on Chaos and Order in a matchup that could pivot them up the rankings. Well, here we go, guys. Before this matchup begins, we have got a message from Crazy J to the CM Universe. He says, why do I attack someone such as John? I'll tell you why. It may have to do with the history me and John have, but the rest has to do with the fact that John is not who he says he is, and I'm simply exposing that. What really fueled my mission is it so happens John decided to put my name in his mouth. So Crazy J is in CMV on a mission, a vendetta to carry out against John Reed, but John Reed refuses to accept his challenge for a match at Ascendant 6. Now this matchup gets it away, and as expected, Marcantel is tearing right into Demian. The representation of Order, a very map-based wrestler, whereas his brother Reynard, the representation of Chaos, a high flyer, risk taker. Certainly would not underestimate Chaos and Order. The Monsters, even though they're big, hulking brutes, they are both smart enough to know that you should never look past your opponents. However, right now, this matchup is going about as predicted. Nice forward Russian leg sweep there by Namian to escape, though. The corner did not want to let Marco get that tag to Guri Suckanov. Tag to Reynard now, and Marcantel's waiting for him. Love this new attire on Marcantel, and the matching attires with Guri, by the way. Let's talk about the power for a second of Reynard there with an electric chair driver. Stomp to the quad, stopping Markentel from making that hot tag to Guri Suchanov. Great job by Reynard cutting off the ring, not allowing for Markentel. Wow. Well, there you go. That's why you don't want to throw hands with the big red monster. One of CMV's original beasts. Look at how jacked, by the way, Markentel is looking as well. He is swole. That does not stop Reynard from escaping the powerbomb. Couple of punches to the face, and now Reynard going to walk the True Dark Lord over to the corner. I thought he was going to try to do True Dark Lord. I said True Dark Lord. Trying to make a tag, but Markentel instead looking to break every rib in his goddamn body with those single knees and then just toss him to the side like garbage. Like a gosh darn ragdoll. And now a massive belly to belly, and this matchup has quickly dissolved for Reynard, who goes for a pinpoint knee drop right across the face of Reynard. Picked up to his feet, and Markentel has got him exactly where he wants him. Hook to the jaw, turns around, back suplex lands right on his neck, and Namian beckons, calls, begs for the tag, sees that his brother's in trouble, but instead Markentel has his grasps on him. Irish whip to the corner, tag to Guri, and the Monsters, what do they have planned here? Guri with the cutthroat. Oh my God, might be a good 10 feet in the air. And just drilled into the canvas. Markentel stopping Namian, but Reynard kicks out. Like I said, Chaos in Order not to be underestimated. Former contenders for the World Tag Titles. It was actually last year's Ascendance they fought for the World Tag Titles. Ascendance is coming up in just a couple of months. Maybe they want to get there again. And they know they cannot afford to lose this matchup. Namian back onto the apron now. Nice spear there. I honestly don't know how Reynard didn't go flying off Guri's gut. The spear. Are you kidding me? Reynard with a giant swing to Guri Suchanov. That's 400 plus pounds. You have got to be kidding me. Reynard. Oh my God, I thought he might actually have it there. Guri's not used to being swung around like that. That might have been enough to shock him into a defeat. Yeah, right? Struggling to get the tag now. Does to Namian. Finally. And Guri trying to recuperate, but my God, we just saw maybe 200 pounds soaking wet Reynard swing around maybe 7-8 times a 400 plus pound Guri Suchanov. Now this matchup was working in the favor of Chaos in Order, but for how long? Guri Suchanov shuts it down. The former Alpha World Champion, the Russian Ogre, wants a tag to Markentel. He's going to get it. The Big Red Machine back into the mix. Irish whip, drop to hold, elbow drop combination. A classic. Now goes for the tag. Or goes to the pin, I should say. Reynard makes the save before even the count of one, and Guri Suchanov, Reynard getting the hell out of there. Does not want any piece of Guri Suchanov. Gets to safety, punch the midsection though. The distraction paying off. Namian. Snap vertical suplex. Can Chaos in Order pull off this upset and ruin the debut of the Monsters? What is with the power of the Brothers Audrey? Markentel, 300 plus pounds, and a stalling suplex takes him down. This is incredible. Uh-oh, and Markentel into the corner. This is not where he wants to be against Chaos in Order, because we know exactly what they're looking for. The tombstone pile driver setup, and Namian into screen with the assist. Hooks that tree trunk of a leg. 1, 2. Talk about your close calls. You know, not a whole lot of tag teams have been able to kick out of that. Well, Markentel and Guri Suchanov, not like most tag teams, I'd say. Up high, and like I said earlier in the matchup, usually it's Reynard who's the risk taker, but I guess the Mian gonna take a page out of his book, perched up high. Cannonball senton did not fully connect enough though, and now a hot tag to Guri sucking off. Here comes the bear. Big boot just mowing the Mian down. Clothesline now, continuing to get up, but another big boot gonna keep him down for good. Lining up the shot. Guri sucking off. Markatel's down though. The maneuver that brought him the international and out the world titles. That sit-out powerbomb that shakes the entire ring. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that 2.999999999. No Markentel was there to stop Reynard for making the save, but how about a big old sweaty thigh draped across your throat? Yeah, I'll read that second part after this match is done. It'd just be too long for me to read it during the match. Well, the man, gotta give him credit where credit is due, is still standing, which probably any normal man would not be able to do after what he's been through in this matchup. And might be a little bit out of it. Maybe his head isn't fully in the game after being squashed. That leg drop from Guri. Okay. Those two very slow misses by them right there. Guri put up in a seated position. And the man decides to slow things down a little bit with a neck crank. I think Markentel and Guri Sukanov are figuring out quickly that the Genesis Tag Team Division is a lot more competitive than maybe they thought it would be. They thought they were going to come together and just absolutely dominate, but their first matchup, they are getting a hell of a challenge. Chaos Order not making it easy, but what a white side slam by the Russian Ogre. And now Guri with that vintage pop-up to puncha. Right hand to the jaw. 1, 2, 3, and it's enough to finish things off as Markentel disposes of Reynard, and the monsters have arrived to Genesis. What a match, though. I did not expect the match to be that good. I thought the monsters were going to come in here and, you know, not take anything away from Chaos Order, but I thought it was going to be a squash. Boy, was I surprised, but still in the end, the monsters are victorious. They claim their first victims. Even kicking out of an assisted tombstone pile driver, that's pretty impressive. Two beasts on their own coming together. And Echo, God save the Genesis Tag Team Division. $702 doesn't know about Reach Around Wally. During that matchup, we had a part 2 to the declaration by Crazy J. He continues saying, John dodges me for the fact that he uses that over my head. Guess what, John? That was then and this is now. So if you continue to dodge me, I will beat the yes out of you if necessary. And for those who associate with John, if you even dare to try and stop me, you will be dealt with just like John will be. To listening, because you never know what can happen next. Strong, intimidating words by Crazy J, letting us know that he is not going to let this mission of his die down. and pretty much steer clear. Well, my friends, it is main event time here on Genesis number 130. First time matchup. Champion versus champion. As Dallas Steel is set to take on the Bloody Brit, Chris Andrews. Dallas Steel, of course, just 5 days removed from retaining his international title against Josh Wolf. Cause effect, of course, the same Josh Wolf that we now know will headline Ascendant 6 against Chris Andrews in a 30-minute no-DQ Ironman match for the title. Earlier tonight, Josh Wolf went through the ringer and a hell of a matchup with Kevin Silva and came out with the loss. Let's see if Chris Andrews can deal out some revenge to Dallas Steel on Wolf's behalf and get himself some momentum heading into the Grand Decision Mall, of course, at Cause and Effect 3, with Chris Andrews retaining against Reese Ortiz. He broke 2 records, which were previously held by Bob Luger as longest reigning Alpha World Champion of all time and most defenses as Alpha World Champion. And we know that Chris Andrews will not be defending his title in 4 weeks at Purgatory. So that means by the time Ascendance comes around, Chris Andrews will have held the championship for 5 months, headlining his 2nd straight Ascendance. And what about this man, Dallas Steel, who has a date with the Tower of Dominance, Brody Halleck, in 4 weeks at Purgatory. Halleck, who earlier tonight continued his tear by defeating Reese Matthews with ease. And here he comes, the man of the hour, the Bloody Brit, Chris Andrews, who in his home country of England, we know Ascendant 6, it was announced a couple of months ago, will take place, will emanate live from Wembley Stadium, in Wembley, United Kingdom. Chris Andrews, as undoubtedly, factually now, the greatest Alpha World Champion of all time, will head into the Showcase of Immortals with that championship. Will he walk out the same? Is yet to be seen. Britt has got a lot of advantages on his side against Josh Wolf, but Wolf has the advantage of having previously defeated Chris Andrews in the one and only time they ever fought. But as Britt tweeted earlier tonight, Josh Wolf has never been in an Ironman match before. Chris Andrews has 2, and he's won both of them. The first Ironman match he was in, good God, it had to be called short because he was beating Zach Cage so badly. And right out of the gate here, going to take down Dallas Steel, a man with only 3 singles losses and his near 7-month career here in CMV. And Britt's just treating him like a little baby boy straight out of the gate. Now a walking power slam. Topher gets a little bit upset when I call it running. A brisk little walk slam. Now into the front headlock, and the man who calls himself the genetic perfection with good reason. Just look at the size of the guy. Get a clean break in the corner. We will. Respect between champions. Irish whip now. Watch out, referee Perry White. You've already taken your bump tonight. Goes for maybe a sidewalk slam on the rebound, but instead Dallas Steel catches him. Irish whip by the international champion. Chest whip again into a front headlock. Now Steel has the hold. Big old knee to the face, excuse me. Hammerlock set up in a nice lariat. Slams Britt down with force to the canvas. The Saunter slam. The tiptoe slam. Another knee to the face, and Britt can't afford to keep taking those. There's a third one. You know, Britt's got a hell of a resolve. We all know that. I'd say he's the most resilient man in CMV's history, but if not, definitely the upper echelon. And there's Dallas Steel proving that he's not just a strong man, What a roundhouse kick. And that takes some serious precision to hit a maneuver like that. Now goes for a discus knee. The knee strikes seem to be the name of the game for Dallas Steele in this matchup. Instead, he's going to get a tiger suplex right there. Just landed him right down onto his neck. And Britt now stomping on the back of his head. Britt gets no fucks. The Alpha World Champion with the hook to the jaw. Looks like a last laugh. Dule Zaire would be happy. As Dallas Steele grasping at his ribs now, and Britt from the second turnbuckle beckoning for Steele to get up onto his feet. Kicks him in the chest, a little bit of distance he needs. Double axe handle, simple but effective for Andrews. You're not going to see him doing a shooting star press, all right? There ain't no Phoenix splashes and the repertoire of Chris Andrews. You might get a double axe handle every now and again, though. And Dallas Steele going to get well acquainted with the ringside area as Chris Andrews takes a moment to pander to the fans in attendance, his legion of supporters. And I thought for a little second there, Andrews about to do a moonsault off the apron. And this maneuver on its own is already deadly, gets amplified tenfold. In the ringside area, the pure concrete that lies beneath those thin pads. And Andrews is feeling all of it. His body has been broken and bruised in his years here in CMV, and still he goes at full capacity. We are at a count of 5 right now. If this was a championship match, these two would have their champions advantage, but it is a clean singles match, meaning that it can end by a count out DQ. One of these men can get the victory. We know Andrews loves his count out wins, but Dallas still going to make sure that it does not go either way. Drops the single knee down onto the kidneys. Steele looks to follow through, but Andrews grabs the arm, cracks it right over the shoulder. Now an Irish whip into the corner. Britt slowly but surely approaches. A very cautious man is the Alpha World Champion. He's certainly wait a minute. Chris Andrews with are you hear me correct? A stalling superplex. That's the Brit for you, baby. Into the pit, and good thinking. One, just a 1 count. A regular superplex alone is going to take a lot out of a superstar. Takes some serious power. And Britt just stalled, holding up a near 300-pound man. Body splash, and Chris Andrews certainly feeling a little bit more froggy than usual. Whole lot of jumping from the bloody Britt. Now going to introduce Dallas Steele to that top rope, guillotining him, I should say. Going to make it harder for him to breathe, targeting that chest. Short arm clothesline though for the international champion, the God Killer. What a huge opportunity for Dallas. I mean, defeats Chris Andrews here with a clean win over the Alpha World Champion. Certainly do a lot for his resume. Takes a quick second to pray. Whatever dark forces he believes in, I don't even want to imagine. Too much time wasted though, and especially against a man like Chris Andrews, those precious few seconds will be used against you. Britt now with a pin, only 1 count again. Look at this now, mounted punches, and if there's anybody in all of CMV, Fusion, and GW Genesis unmatched that you don't want to get into a brawl with, it is the bloody Britt. And he's showing exactly why that fact stands right now, but Dallas Steele is able to take it. And we know that Chris Andrews loves all things threes, but it seems like Dallas Steele does tonight as well. Gonna make it 6 amigos with these vertical suplexes that are doing a lot of damage to Chris Andrews' back. We saw what a fight Josh Whip went through earlier tonight against Kevin Silva. He lost in the end. But Josh Whip and Chris Andrews just can't help but put on bangers every single week. They don't have it in them to have a bad match. They're going to end up wearing themselves out by the time Ascendant 6 comes along. That was a that was an open palm. Bitch slap to the face. Shoulder thrust, and goodbye Chris Andrews. Have a nice trip. See you next fall. Dallas Steele, what exactly could he be thinking of right here? The international champion with a diving Meteora off of the apron. Stuns Britt now into the steel steps. Dallas Steel using his environment expertly to wear down Chris Andrews. Big knee to the side of the head. And Andrews cannot let this keep going the way that it is. At this rate, Dallas Steel is going to walk out with the win. Again, crashes into the steel steps. We're at the count of 4. Count of 5, though. The matchup will continue as it should inside of the squared circle, but Britt is still reeling. Dallas Steel knows that. The genetic perfection now. This usually is the prelude to his God Killer. That a high angle side slam, but right now back suplex. There's the German turnabout and the 7th vertical suplex Dallas Steel has hit in this matchup to Chris Andrews. Barely able to stand afterwards, but pushes through, running on fumes. Like a shark in the water, Dallas Steel feels powerful. He smells the blood. And it's looking to pounce on his prey, but there we go. The Brit is still alive. A show of life as Dallas Steel tried to clothesline him out of the ring. Chris Andrews was ready for him. Chucks him down to the outside. Now Andrews goes to collect. Stomping on the leg. Now the arm brings Dallas Steel up to a seat. At least tries to. Dallas grabs his arm, though, right over the shoulder. It snaps like a twig. And a kitchen sink. Knee directly to the gut. Gonna suck the air right up out of the Alpha World Champion. A couple of stomps afterwards just for good measure. And Chris Andrews cannot continue to eat these knees. Count of 6, we're getting into dangerous territory, the deep end, if you will. Steel steps for the 3rd time in this matchup used against Chris Andrews, but Britt finds a way somehow to power through. He's got to get back in the ring, and he does. No cheeky count out for Britt tonight. Count of 8, Dallas Steel joins him. And Britt's waiting. The cliffhanger! Near 300 pounds, popped up and caught a German suplex. There is nobody stronger on all of Genesis, perhaps all of CMV, than Chris Andrews. And now, gonna deal out a bit of revenge. And just like that, thanks for coming, Dallas Steel. 1, 2. Only a 2 count, guys. Chris Andrews can't even seem to believe it. I don't blame him. Credit where it's due. This has been a phenomenal matchup between these 2 champions, the upper echelon of Genesis. Dallas Steel currently getting his face caved in with these rights and lefts, now taking overhead with the fireman's carry. Dallas Steel took the revenge in stride. Now goes for the God Killer. Chris Andrews was ready for it, though. He did his homework. And Dallas Steel very smart to roll to the outside, catch a breather. He cannot be defeated out there. Unless, of course, he stays out long enough to get the ref's 10 count. Maybe it was a trap, though. Chris Andrews drops down to meet him. Nice counter of the back suplex into a body splash. And here comes all things 3s, baby. The man who will headline his 2nd straight ascendance in just 6 weeks. The show of shows, live from his home country, Wembley, United Kingdom. Defending against his good friend Josh Wolf in a 30-minute no DQ Ironman match. We have not seen this in a long time. The British boot coming, baby. And it connects right on the button. No flies on Chris Andrews as he immediately wraps it up. A 2nd dose of revenge caught by Dallas Steel, though. Maybe Britt should have gone for the pin. He underestimated Dallas Steel. Maybe we all underestimated Dallas Steel. Got hit with the revenge once, said no thank you, not again. But now Andrews put him up high. This is not going to end well for Dallas Steel. He knows it, but he ain't no risk taker. And that is now the 8th vertical suplex Dallas Steel has hit in this match to Chris Andrews. I don't think I've ever seen more suplexes in a match. 1, 2, tries to take the win. But it's not going to be enough for Chris Andrews to finish there. Punch to the side of the head. Tries to go for it maybe a 2nd time. But Dallas Steel sees an opening. Punch up to the gut. 9. Good Lord. 10. And 11. vertical suplexes in this match. Finally, Steele has worn down Britt enough as now he looks for the kill shot. The God Killer! Into the pin. 1, 2, no! Dallas Steele beside himself. But Chris Andrews bites the bullet. Jawbreaker. Back and forth, tit for tat. 1999, a reversal fest ensuing in our main event, baby. Which one of these two champions is going to prove to be the better? What a match. And Britt again with the sauntering slam. Shades of the one and only British Bulldog, an idol for Chris Andrews into the pin. That's going to be a rope break, though. Lucky for Dallas Steele, this match continues. But for how long if Britt has his way? Not much longer. Continuing to counter now. It is an all-out slugfest for control for the victory. Irish over to the corner. Dallas Steele barrels down the sights. Now it is he who puts Chris Andrews up high. And I don't even want to fathom what Dallas Steele has set up here. Chris Andrews might be dead to rights. Oh my God. What is he going for? Superplex by the genetic perfection, takes out both men into the pin. 1, 2, Britt still kicks out. What is it gonna take? Dallas Steele has no idea. I have no idea. My goodness. Yeah, I don't think you would expect a 5-star matchup out of these two. This matchup, I thought that Kevin Silva, Josh Wood was going to steal the show. This one. And that's just letting you know how awesome the main event of Ascendant 6 is going to be between Wolf and Britt. They both are putting on show stealers tonight. Of course, take another away from Dallas Steele, man. That matchup between he and Brody Halleck in 4 weeks at Purgatory is going to be something to see. But right now, he's got to stay focused on the Britt. Couple of back suplexes. And now a German. Both men are down. Can we get a "This is awesome" chant? Somehow, Dallas Steele begins to move. And just gonna drape his arm over the Brit's chest. 1. Doesn't even have enough in him to get a full pin. And it's just a 1 count. Hard to be able to stand to his feet, but Britt's waiting for him. Ready, cocked and loaded. Andrews overhead, belly to belly. To the corner again. We haven't seen the British boot in months, and now we're getting it. And a big dose tonight, but it misses. The second attempt of the British boot goes right past Dallas Steele. Great wherewithal by the international champion. And now in the corner, Vintage Steele looking for that modified suplex into the turnbuckles. But instead, for the 3rd time in this matchup, the sauntering slam by the Alpha World Champion. Jackson, what is up, my friend? Right in the thralls of the end of our main event, what has been a 5-star matchup between these two. Champ versus champ, and Chris Andrews might be looking to hammer in the final nail a 2nd time with the cliffhanger. I don't know how either of these men are still going. Dallas Steele busted open, both drenched in sweat, running on nothing. That was a bitch slap, letting you know who the real champ is that runs the camp. The face that runs the place, the man who will headline Ascendant 6 in his home country, Wembley, United Kingdom, the longest reigning Alpha World Champion of all time. And the man who looks to keep it that way, revenge! A 2nd time. Dragged by arm and leg, no rope breaks for Dallas Steele. Uno, dos, no. Are you kidding me? There's no way! Dallas Steele. What the hell? Oh, now Britt's busted open. Oh, he's called the Bloody Brit for a reason. And Dallas Steele with the modified suplex into the corner. Sets Brit up. And Dallas Steele, no rest for the wicked. The genetic perfection with the God Killer. For the biggest win of his career. 1, 2. Oh. And Steele is livid. Can you blame him? Throwing a fit. Up to the second turnbuckle from Brett's rope, takes a risk. But Dallas Steele ain't no high flyer, and now he might have just cost himself. 1, 2. Both Josh Wolf and Chris Andrews have proved tonight that they deserve, that they are the two men. There's nobody else who should be main eventing Ascendant 6. Josh Wolf, though, in the end took the loss. Will Chris Andrews' story be the same? This is the type of preparation that both Wolf and Finn are going to need. They need to have these type of matches that go on long to get them ready to put their cardio in check. A 30-minute no DQ Ironman match, that ain't no joke. Elbow to the face, though. Both men now. Well, good night, sweet prince. What a right hook by Chris Andrews. And now look at a deadlift back suplex. Into the pin. I think Dallas Steele was out after that right hook. And now he is bleeding like a stuck pig. Or reminded me of, exactly why this sport could be nasty at times. That crimson mask and Britt out of the corner for a second time. Boom, the British boot. And Britt not content to try for the pin. Oh my God. How does Britt have it in him to do this type of crap right now? Look, he's like a... He's not human. He's not human. Dallas Steele, dazed and confused. And revenge a third time in the middle of the ring. Britt hooks the leg and says a hallelujah. 1, 2, 3. Chris Andrews is victorious. My God, what a match we just witnessed in the main event here of Genesis number 130. It was champ versus champ, and they proved exactly why they are the champions of Genesis. Mamma mia, with a cherry on top. Move aside, Kevin Silva and Josh Wolf, because Dallas Steele and Chris Andrews just stole the show. Bloody Brit has every advantage in the world on his side. Going into Ascendant 6, he knows what it's like to compete in an Ironman match. He's picking up win on win on win. But Josh Wolf has one thing on Chris Andrews that the Brit does not have on him. Josh Wolf, the one and only time he and Brit fought, Wolf defeated him. The question is, can Wolf get himself in check? He's got to start mustering some wins, putting some momentum together. Can Wolf get the job done in his last opportunity at the show of shows? Only time will tell, my friends. But tonight, Brit's going to celebrate with a couple of lagers for sure after that one. Well, guys, as always, if you like what you saw and you do want to see more, make sure you drop a follow so that you know when I go live. Exclamation point, join in the chat to our website, exclamation point, socialize and this weekend, tomorrow, and Sunday, so you're not going to miss out on that on my boy Cop's channel. So make sure, I'm pretty sure there's a command in there that Gumball will probably post or something. Don't want to miss that. But I will see you on Monday. Bye. See ya. Later. Toodles.